Hey family, we are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you real soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Now, I ain't never been with a baddie. She calm, so I add her to the tally. Oh shit, okay, here we go.
Nah, I ain't never been with a baddie. She calm, so I add her to the tally. Madison, but I'm calling her Maddie. Like, Mads try to send me the addy.
Do you want to know? Well, I've been thinking about you, and I think you'll have to listen, because the sun is up, it's a beautiful day, my beginning will be
along
as
a
bright
toddler
as
has
the
been missing
sun.
in Savannah.
And as you come around, and it feels so right, it's like luck is raining on me. Go and follow your heart, doesn't matter how far. There is so much love to give, something's telling me this time. Baby, baby, now I know. Baby, baby, gotta go. There is so much love to give, something's telling me it's right. When you came to me, oh I knew it's you, yeah, boy.
Where is Cody?
Hey family, how's everybody doing? Thank you guys for showing up. Let me give a shout out to the three people that came in here first. Margie Mack is number one. Margie, your number is 7929501. Sanja Watts in the building, 7929500. And then Tina Powers, 7929499. You guys, these are for tickets to the Christmas in July. These are all free tickets, you guys. So these people are getting these free tickets. So they're coming on in the building. They're hitting that like button. They're sharing. They're coming on in here first. And we're just talking about the Natureboy or Three God, whatever you want to call him, Elijah, Bishop, Trial. And we're talking about what's going on, what's being said. Hey, Amari, how you doing? I see you in the building. Hey, Lisa Taylor, come holler at us sisters in the house. I'm seeing you guys. I'm seeing. Let me see. C6 is in the building. Daniel Barry is in the building. Zena is in the building. Lisa Calhoun, come on in. Valerie Montgomery is in there. I see you, V. That's what it's all about. So, I want to share. I know people's like, this ain't about kids. Well, you know, they got kids. They had this sexual cult. They're calling it a cult now. Everybody's like, the new word is cult. When they were in it, nobody was calling it cult. They were calling it carbonation. They were calling it, getting close to nature. And now they're all on the stand, and they was like, well, the court wanted to do this, and the court wanted to do that. Now, the weird thing about, hey, Marsha, how you doing? I see you in the building. And um, yeah, it's been a while. Um, it's weird if you guys are paying attention, finding where they're streaming most of this at. I get it. I understand. I give a shout out to anybody that is on this and they're letting it be known to the people how this is playing out. And hey, Nancy, how you doing? And I give a shout out to any. Some people are mad. Some people are like, why does she get to stream her stuff and then the other YouTubers don't, and this, that, and the other? Hey, you guys, first come, first serve. Do the right thing. Ask for permission. And most of the time, I hear you ain't even got to ask for permission. They done gave you permission. There's rules and regulations you got to follow. Shout out to those people that's doing that. And they're making a way that you can have your commentary and everything. Just don't go stealing their stuff. I don't want to. I know some people like, you took my this or whatever. No. If somebody probably gave it to me and I didn't know, that's why I have to, I have to set some boundaries and say, hey, you guys, don't do that. Because you get people mad at me and they don't never forget that stuff. Like, I just don't just go, no. We can be over here talking about the birds and the bees. It doesn't matter to me, but I don't want to take somebody else's stuff. They worked hard for it. But the people, if their main channels like Court TV, we could talk about what they brought, the news, 11 Alive, but if you're bringing it from somebody else's stuff, you're going to feel some kind of way. Now, I know some people get mad at me because I'm like this. You know what? I'm not beating up the victim. I'm not. I'm not doing that. Some people may think you're beating up the victim, but I don't believe I am. If I am, please, hey, I ain't gonna get mad at you. I say, why you feel like that? Let me explain myself. Let me explain why I say what I say. Because, I understand when you've been violated, you may not tell somebody right away. You may not. People handle stress and trauma differently. But you definitely, whether you're in a cult or you're not in a cult, you definitely going to share with somebody. You're going to share with somebody. I truly do believe that. You're going to bring somebody to the side and you're going to say, hey, when I was over there, this is what happened to me. Or, when I got ready to leave, they wouldn't let me leave and they raped me. Unless that's what you liked or you wanted or you had another agenda. I just believe that. Every trauma that I've ever been in, and I've been in a lot of trauma situations, those just like this one. I've been in a lot of trauma situations. And forgive me for doing this coughing. I got sick today and nothing is really relieving it. Cough, lozenges, cough drops, But I guarantee you, I told somebody, whether I told my mom, told my dad, told my brothers, told my girlfriend, told my teachers, told my best friend, told my neighbor. I told somebody. I didn't keep it, I remember back when I was 14 and my daughter's dad, we were, I was liking him. I'm 14, he 26. I'm like, why this man ain't gonna like no 14-year-old or whatever. And yeah, it was cute because, I had a little crush on him and all this other stuff. Now he should have known better to deal with me. But I mean, I don't know. I was just dumb. Wasn't nobody really paying attention to me because, like I said, when I had to come back and stay with my mother, she really did not want me back at home. So, because of other stuff. So I was really trying to get out of that. So these men that we're talking about now is taking advantage of weak-minded, young, immature women. I've been there before. Been there before. You guys understand what I'm saying? Not in every situation I can tell you I've been in, but I've been in those situations where older men or older boys or whatever, but being, illiterate to the world. Didn't know how to pay a phone bill. Well, we didn't have phones back then. We had the house phones. But you know what I'm saying. Never been on my own before. Being a virgin. Don't know nothing about sex other than, this is what people do. But I never been through it. You know what I'm saying? That's what they want. They want somebody that don't know nobody else, don't know nothing else, so they can teach you everything. So if they are not adequate in their performance sexual, you would know because you don't know what to expect no way. So, a lot of men like to get women that has a smaller mindset, and age has a lot to do with that. And these women are very young and very vulnerable. Not saying so much they were dumb, but just their age being so young, they were vulnerable. You guys, that is a very good way to put it. You know what I'm saying? Because when we're hitting that 13, 14, we kind of start, feeling ourselves like, our body starts to bloom more and we're starting to look like a woman, but we're not thinking like a woman. We ain't had to come home, cook a whole meal, work 10, 12 hours, then come home and clean up and get everybody to school and cook a meal and make sure all the bills are paid and do it tomorrow and the next day and then years and years. We didn't have to do all that. As a child, you go to school, you play, you might learn something, you get teased a little, you might get accepted. It all depends on where you at with your peers. Me, I had a lot going for me, to be honest with you, but nobody really was telling me what to do. I told you guys I had scholarships and nobody told me what to do. So I took wrong ways. I took the wrong avenues. I should have had somebody. I guess nobody poured into me, and I knew this. Do not think that these young ladies don't know when somebody's not giving them the love back. They know. Trust me, they know. And I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm not even saying it's the parents' fault. Sometimes, you get stuck. And when I say stuck, you become a single parent or the other parent is just not fulfilling their obligations of financial obligations of, parenting, and you're stuck. And people take advantage of women that has kids. I know a lot of men will not, some men, they don't want to date a woman with kids. They just don't. You know why? Because they're selfish, so they want all that time to themselves. And normally when a man don't have his own kids, he really don't want a woman with kids. They just don't. I'm not saying all, I'm saying majority. The majority. Like that is, you'll see that. But when you see a man that would mind being with a woman that has babies, children, they're sit back and be like, oh, we can't never go nowhere because it's a babysitter. You need a babysitter, and then the kids need pampers and diapers, and you're yelling at me about some other man's baby, where another man done went into this woman that I gotta look at, and guess what? He had paid her. He got a baby. She done gave him a whole baby and decided to keep the baby, raise the baby, and now he's nowhere to be found. And now you want to be mad at me because you ain't got diapers. Men do not like that. Okay? So we all know how that play. But when they're there and you've got all these kids by other men, normally they know that you've got this welfare check coming in or a government check or something. Because them kids still need to be fed, so you're getting food stamps. So they ain't gotta work as hard as they should be working because they know that you probably in a low income housing. So, they sit camp, but they just gotta deal with them kids. And so, that was a whole segment of how I think it was like the 1900s was like that. I seen a lot of that growing up where men, they would be with these women with 10, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 kids because they know that that woman had this big old check every month. If she sit at home, she can cook. Ain't nobody gonna see her. She can cook, she can clean, and then when he get home, he can go to work, he can play, he can run the streets all day long. She can't follow him because she ain't got no car, or she might do have a car, but she can barely go here, go there, because there's only but enough money to pay all the bills or whatever. She gonna pay those bills because she got kids. You guys understand what I'm saying? Please put a one in the chat because I know I'm not the only one that think like this. We seen this stuff all the time. Men like that, They do. These women did not have children. If they did, they left them behind, I heard that one lady had, I don't know if it was Mama D, had 4 kids or whatever. I don't know who it was that had 4 kids and left the kids and went to carbonation or whatever. But nevertheless, I want to talk a little bit about, I was just telling you guys, these women, when I hear their testimony, hold on. When I hear their testimony, I feel so sad for them. I really do. A lot of them have selective memory. I don't know where the defense is on this case. I don't know if he's really for the woman that allegedly got raped or whatever. Because when they're on the stand, they block out the name, so I don't know the name of who's saying what. But I know the first lady that I was listening to, she said pretty much the same thing when I told you before. Her name was Velvet, and she just went on and on and on. It seems like a lot of these women are angry that they was not the queen or they was not with Natureboy, and that's all I known him by. I don't know him by the third God, or God 3. I didn't know him by that. I didn't know him by Baba G. I don't know him by none of that. I wasn't around for all of that. Like I said, I can only hear so much foolishness and then I'm out, But I gave him time. But I listened to Solar and what he had to say. Solar, it seemed like Solar was trying to come in and take over. Solar, you can look at, you know what's so weird? Somebody sent me a video of Natureboy telling his viewers that he was going to be trying to get overthrown. And this is what his premonition is. Solar was going to try to take over and try to dominate his group, his tribe. It wasn't called a cult back then. But anyway, it was weird that I seen that and I was like, wow. Because he said it right there in front of Solar. And he told Solar to blink or something. And Solar was like, what? He tried to act like, no. See, this is what I've tried to tell you. You might think somebody's stupid or dumb or, they be talking crazy. They know exactly what they talking about. When he said that, he was right. What did end up Solar doing? Having a baby by that girl. And then Solar was angry when he was on the stage because Solar said that Nature Boy knew that this Zo girl, whatever her name is, Zoar or whatever her name is, was his ex. Was his ex-wife. He knew this. And that is the one that is in jail right now trying to bring in drugs in the jail for Nature Boy. She in jail right now. She's still in jail. Is Solar's wife. His real wife. And then Solar, even they asked him questions about, well, when did y'all break up? And he was kind of like, well, like, it's complicated because he's still in a relationship with the girl. That's why it's complicated. He didn't answer, like, are y'all still in a relationship? Because he kind of like, yes, sort of, yeah, like, we're still complicated. It's complicated. So I've learned that, but what happened yesterday was Nature Boy wanted to fire his attorney. And it was so weird. And if you want to look at it, you can go on Court TV. It's maybe like a 20-minute video where the judge explaining to Nature Boy that he's got two options. You either accept your attorney, Booker, or you can represent yourself. So Nature Boy was like, what? And he's turning around, looking in the back, looking at people. And the judge is like, sir, they can't help you. I'm talking to you. Like, quit looking back there for an answer. And he's like, but what about COVID? He's trying to stop this trial to get more time. And he was like, but I can't fire my attorney because he's not representing me. And she was like, she's not saying that you can't fire him. You can fire him and then you're there by yourself, which she said would be very dumb. That would be so bad. That would be a terrible thing. She said it about like 5 times. That would be terrible if you did something of that nature. She's letting him know, hey, you're going down the wrong road, boy. Anyway, they stopped. They took a recess. He went back, talked to his client. He says, okay. They come back, says, okay, he's going to go ahead and go with it. Because he was like, he don't even want to be there. He wants to do like what Adam Montgomery did. He wants to go sit in his cell and y'all go ahead. And the judge said that we don't have a problem doing that. If you go sit in your cell, the trial still goes on. And he's like, well, then who's going to represent me? She was like, you represent yourself, but you'll just... He said, can I listen? She said, no. There's no speakers back there so you can hear what's going on. You either be here or not be here. Nobody's going to make you do something. Now he's acting like he has no understanding of the law or anything. Now, the funny thing about this is, how can a man of this caliber sit in the courtroom and be oblivious over all of law and everything, but got 15, 20 people in the house sleeping on the floor and telling them that they got to poop and pee by the tree? Give me 70,000, 50,000. Go ask your family for money. Give me your money. And you can't sleep with him and you can sleep with me. And you guys come and do. Let me tell you something. A lot of what went on is not being said. And I'm going to tell you why. First of all, Salazar said that sometimes he sleeps in Nature Boy's room next to his bed. Now I'm gonna tell you something, okay? I know they don't want to be saying all this stuff, but these men is having sex with men. I'ma just put it like that. But they don't want to say it. They don't want to say it. So if you're embarrassed about it, why are you hiding it? You just not sleeping next to this man next to his bed. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, the young lady that said, most of them saying that they didn't have a phone. They had a phone. Then they went to the store to get the phone fixed. Then they called the family. But then they said they couldn't talk to the family. And then the family got the phone fixed. And all kind of stuff. And then they didn't get no internet. And the defense, to be honest with you, is just letting them just talk about it. And the judge came on and was like, the reason why she's allowing a lot of stuff to be said, because I didn't understand like why the defense is not objecting to some of this cross-examination that the prosecutors are coming up with. She's like, well, she told me, somebody told me this, and I heard that. I would have been saying objection. I ain't hearing that from the defense. Defense is just letting them talk. And they say that this defense is one of the best down there in Atlanta. So we'll see. This young lady did not want to say how old her baby was. She said she does have a baby by Salar, but to say how old the baby was going to put her baby in danger. Then they said, okay, your baby's what, 3 months? And she was like, yeah. So that tells people you guys are still in a relationship. Solar came on and he didn't deny that they're still in a relationship. But here's the funny thing. They're in a relationship. He's still in a relationship with other women. But this woman was one of the women she said it on the stand. She was mad because Nature Boy wanted to have relations with the other women and then come back to her and have relations with her. Well, what do you think you're doing now? You're doing the same thing. You got 3 babies daddies, and you're still having relationships with people that have other relationships. And that's one thing about it. Every woman know, if a person wants to get out there and explore, and whether you're in a relationship or not, you can't stop them. They either do it in front of you or behind your back. If that's what they choose to do, that's what they do. And I told you guys, and I stand on what I say. I'll always stand on what I say. A person, if you want a person that don't cheat, the only way you're going to get a person that don't cheat is you get a person that already in their mind don't want to cheat. Okay? You can't make them, I don't care how good it is and whatever. If they got it, sooner or later it's going to flare up. But if they already got it in their mind, they're ready to settle down. Now you got somebody that is going against something what they want to do. You know what I'm saying? You can't keep a person. A person can only be kept if that's what they want to do. Period, point blank. And I stand on that. I stand on that. Look at all these beautiful women. What's the woman that did commentary all the time? That now she was with Kevin and Wendy Williams. All the money in the world that she got. And look what he go do. Okay? Look at Janet Jackson. Beautiful as she is, look what happened. Halle Berry, look what happened. You know what I'm saying? Look at Oprah. She see what I'm saying? Look what happens. Because until a person want to be celibate and or stay in a monogamous relationship, if they're not committing to that, then hey, you can roll the dice. Pretty much, you roll the dice. It's not gonna land on 2 and 2 every time. I trust me, it's not. That's how many times. Try to roll the dice, and that's how many times you ask the person if you're dating somebody and whatever, and then you just ask them. That's all you got to do. Let me drink some water, you guys. That's all you got to do is ask them. Hey, is this going to be a monogamous relationship or not? If they say no, I don't want I just want to be friends. You know what you do? You keep them moving. Don't sow into them. Because you're going to sow what you reap. You already know. She already knew what she was getting into when she got there. This man was already having sex with a whole bunch of women. These women, all went there thinking that they were going to change him. And that's what she's like. I thought I was going to bring a change, being the queen. And only thing he kept on saying is, you're going to be the queen. You're going to be the queen. Oh, I get to be the queen. They're going to be kissing my feet. And I'm going to be the most beautiful woman. And they're going to respect me. And everybody going to know I'm the queen. And their minds just... he's got all the money and other people follow him. So if I can be the queen, I'll get that too. Well, then he doesn't make you the queen. Now you're mad. Actually, what he did, told her, embarrassed her, and told her, "You'll never be the queen. You're not queen material." But behind closed doors, he told her all the time, You're more vibrant than the others. You're dedicated. You're educated. You're just superior. You're queen material. And so she's like, oh, I'm not going to. See, this is women against women. That's what it was. And men was against men. I'm telling you. Hey, T-Star, I see you in the building. Hey, Pretty Kate. Hey, Lisa. Lisa Taylor, I see you in the building. What's going on, you guys? That's how that happened. And it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure it out, you guys. I mean, it just don't. I'm going to tell you guys something. I watched this, and it is nice to watch it, to learn. They call Malia the queen. Matter of fact, when the defense attorney called Malia the queen, oh, her lips turned up. Like, how dare you say she's a queen? These women still got a complex, whether you want to call it a cult, a tribe, or whatever you want to call it. They still in denial. They talk, and I'm going to tell you something, and it might be the southern accent, but if you listen to them talk, it's almost like you can't even fathom that you're talking to a grown-up. It's like you're talking to a teenager, a kid, maybe 10, 11, 12 years old, not even 15, but, or maybe 15, because sometimes, my grandson, when I talk to him, he'll ask me questions or something, and his mindset is still immature, because he's young. He hasn't been here before, and he hasn't been around. He's always been, secured. So he's asking questions. Well, when I get my car, which he already got his car, I already gave it to him and everything. But this is what he said before I gave it to him. When I get my car, I'm going to drive fast. That's a kid talking. That's a kid. Now, as grown-ups, we don't sit there and say, when I get in the car, I'm gonna go down the street. I'm gonna be driving fast. No, because we're adults. We're not gonna be talking like that. If we drive fast or something, I mean, true enough, sometimes we do get on the highway. We step on the gas a little bit and be like, yeah, but we know our boundaries. But kids, they thinking everything is like a game, like they playing, Fort Knox and and all this other stuff, So that's how I see these people. That I don't care if they're 27, they're 37, they're 24. The way that they're talking, they're very immature in the head. When they're smiling at something that's so foolish, if you watch him or just even Nature Boy, him sitting there in the courtroom while the judge is talking to him, and he keeps turning back, looking in the crowd and looking at the judge. Like, do you guys see this? Like, this is life. This man is not really comprehending yet that he's looking at a life sentence. A life sentence. One lady came on there and she was like, she didn't want to do something, share something. She didn't want to go through the timeline because this is wasting her time, or I can't remember exactly what she said, so don't quote me on that, but it was something of that nature. And the attorney had to say, look, it is very important the time, because this man is looking at doing life in prison. It's very important. Because she was like, oh, like, that's not important. I can't remember what I was like. Oh my goodness. And they are being, let me tell you something, the way that they're talking to the witnesses, they're not even going in, really. They're not, you guys. I'm just being honest with you. They are not. They're not sticking to the facts of what is relevant and what's not. They're just letting them just talk because they just want to talk. And maybe that's what the defense is doing. Letting them just talk. But I haven't caught him, yet. Let me put something. Oh my goodness, I'm starting to feel sick again. What are you guys doing to me? Ugh. Anyway, you guys, if anybody got anything to say about the whole situation, you can call in. I did charge up my phone. Let me see. Yeah, my phone is charged. I'm going to let you guys listen to a little bit. So, let me, let's see if we can find it real quick. Hold on. This is taking forever. Oh, goodness. Come on now. Oh, it's just running around. Hold on. Let me go out and come back in. Okay, so I'll hold on and wait. Maybe it'll do it. Oh, let's see. Come on now. Okay, well, the cult witness testified in alleged cult leader Natureboy trial. Women give tearful testimony in trial. She felt powerless. The jury sitted in the trial. The trial of the accused cult leader Natureboy Elio Bishop begins. Witness claiming innocence of formal. Okay. He raised up his hand like he was in I guess Natureboy has COVID. It says trial for alleged cult leader Elio Bishop Natureboy delayed after positive COVID case. So I guess he tested positive. Or somebody did. Okay, hold on.
An alleged cult leader is now on pause in DeKalb County. The judge saying it's because of a positive COVID test and CDC guidelines. Alicia Bishop, also known as Natureboy, is accused of leading the group called Carbon Nation. During testimony yesterday for the rape trial, two more members of Bishop's alleged group testified, describing how he cut off their contact with the outside world and controlled his members. In an interview with detectives from 2022 that was played in the courtroom, Bishop told detectives he was acting and is a controversial figure and claims any sex with him was consensual. The trial is expected to resume Thursday.
Okay, so some people didn't even tell me. I was wondering why he was like, what about COVID? What about COVID? So I guess two people tested positive for COVID. And so he don't want to be in there because of COVID. It wasn't that he didn't want to just be there. He said, I don't want to catch COVID, you know. Because here's the thing. If he catches COVID, you guys, and I'm telling you, he's telling them, I don't want to catch COVID. And he catch COVID. Well, they don't make him go there. He has a choice. But if he did catch COVID and go into the jail, and then they start catching COVID in there, oh, it will be an outbreak. Oh my God, it will be terrible. It will be terrible. We often think of you and praying for you. Oh, you said I and then we. Girl, you be surprised who people praying for me and people praying against me. Girl, you be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, but that's just life. You know what I mean? I don't. Life is good for me right now. Is everybody okay? Is everybody's life okay right now? If your life is like, if you really honestly think, I was telling people in class today that I had an aneurysm, which that is the most traumatizing thing in my life. So yes, I do think about it a lot because I could not be here right now. Like the doctors say, 90% of people do not even make it to the hospital, let alone live. So, and that was in 2010. Here we are in 2024. They only gave me 7 years. We're in 2024. So you got 10, you got 14. That's double right now. Double. And then not only that, my bills getting paid every month. I'm not behind on nothing. I got a nice running vehicle. My health, I got a little cold, little congestion going on. But overall, God is good. I thank him for giving me opportunity and everything. I don't know about you guys. I think life is good. My children are healthy. They may not be doing what I want them to do, but they're healthy. My grandkids are healthy. Pooh Bear done came back from the hospital and he's fine. They said he got a little virus. Give him a little Pedialyte and, he'll be all right. I'm happy. What else, You know? Luckily, I'm still married. Oh, Lord. They telling me to drink more water. This water thing is something else. Ain't nowhere in the world I could drink 12 ounces every time this thing come on. There's no way. So a lot of you see what I'm saying? I said if God is good to you, put a 1 in the chat. Only one person, Lisa Calhoun, done put a 1 in the chat. There's at least 13 people in here. One person put a 1 in the chat. You know what they saying? I ain't got to tell nobody how good God is to me. Okay, that's cool. But acknowledging in front of other people how good God is what God want us to do. That ain't got nothing to do with me saying it. But you can't acknowledge around people that's love the Lord. How you gonna acknowledge him around people that don't, the world? But that's, girl, I just don't get it. I just don't. I tell the world, I mean, it seems like we're scared to say something good or positive. I had a girlfriend today. I said something about Cat Williams, and I was saying something positive, and she told me something. I was like, let's stay positive. And she told me something else, which was not positive. I said, let's stay positive. And then she finally got what I was saying, like I'm trying to stay a positive. Even though there's other stuff that she probably was telling me that was true, I was just trying to stay on a positive note. She didn't know that, but I was just trying to stay positive. But she said, I did. I said, God loves us all. But you know, that what you guys see what I'm saying though? That's the problem. Somebody will say something godly or positive about a true God, a living God, the only God. Nobody don't say nothing. Here's the thing. You get a nut, come on here, start talking about he's God, he's three God. Everybody in the room, chibby chabby. Yeah, you got you. Let's argue about it. Let's talk about it. Let's text about it. And then you got a whole conversation about some foolishness. Who's right? Who's wrong? Everybody want to sit there and get mad. I'm just gonna keep it real, you guys. I'm not going to dummy down for nobody. Everybody want to get mad at Natureboy. Natureboy came on a live, did his thing. Some people believe that he was trying to live out his nature and get away from Babylon, which is the world. Which really, I get it. I understand that. It's really hard to get away from the world when you need gas to get to work and your car breaks down and the hospitals and the grocery stores you got to go to. So yeah, going to a place where you don't know nobody, you ain't got to deal with them, they ain't got to deal with you. Trust and believe it's easier to get along away than to get along while you there. I told you that he has COVID. I don't remember you telling me he had COVID. I don't remember that. Did you say it while we was on live? Because I ain't talked to you after the live. So when did you tell me that? Come on, tell me. I thought that they were getting in a fight. I didn't know why they were not going to have court today. I had no clue. Anyway, you guys, it's really no big deal. I just don't remember you saying it. You didn't call in and tell me that. You didn't call in and tell me that because it just happened yesterday. I didn't even talk to you yesterday. Okay, you guys. Come on now. Come on. All right. I tell you what, you guys, one thing I realized, and I'm going to say this. Did you have an energy pill before you came on live? No, I did not. Actually, I don't feel well at all. I don't even know how I'm gonna make it to work tonight. I believe my husband gave me his little cold or flu or something. She said, "You sharp today." That's what I try to tell people. Sometimes I don't say nothing. People say something and I don't say nothing. But I be like, okay, yeah. But you know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes, I be like, really? Okay. But yeah, for some reason, um, I did speak in class today when I was at school for about a good 20 minutes. The whole class listened to me. And you know what's so weird? Y'all, and I'm not saying I'm anything or anybody, but when somebody's telling you their story, how they came out of a illness, or how they came out of a relationship, or how they came from broke to, paying all their bills or paying all their bills off, or it just seems to me people really don't want to know the truth. And you can be close to your family and people that say they friend, they don't really they say they listen, but they don't listen. You know what I'm saying? But while I was speaking in class today, all eyes was on me. These people I don't even know. I don't care if they heard what I said or not, but they were asking questions and they was like, wow, really? I was like, yeah, you may not believe me, but I got the receipts. You know what I'm saying? They was like, wow, really? Because the teacher, sometimes the teacher gets stuck and I will answer the question or I will give her a little thing, like, how some of you guys do. I get stuck and I can't remember what the name of this was or something. And I said, what's the name of such and such? And y'all go, oh, OSP is such and such. I'd be like, oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Sometimes my teacher, and I don't know if I don't know. She just don't. She's a teacher, but she's teaching medical terminology. She may not know everything about the medical field. That's what I tell people all the time. You ask me a question, just because I'm a nurse don't mean I'm going to know the answer. I'm not no foot nurse. I'm not no heart nurse. I'm a pediatric nurse. So when I go off into geriatrics, everybody's like, but you're a nurse. Yeah, I know the basics. But you got me in a whole different ball game. You know what I'm saying? Just because people play with a ball, basketball and football, it's different, but it's still a ball. It's still a game. It's still competitive. It's still, you have teams, but it's totally different. If that makes sense. Soccer, it's different. It's still a ball, but it's different. You don't dribble it down the court. You kick it and you can't put your hands on it and da 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 da. Oh, that's what I'm just saying, you guys. So the teacher always say, what is that or such and such? And what she was talking about was MRSA. And then she says, you have this antibiotic, that antibiotic that can, that won't cure MRSA. And because the superbug takes over that antibiotic and then it takes over the other antibiotic until nothing is really working. And there's only but one antibiotic and it comes in IV. And she said, I can't remember. Somebody just came into the facility with it the other day and this IV, it starts with a V. And I said, you mean vancomycin? She's like, yeah. See what I'm saying? Doesn't mean that I'm smarter than the teacher. It just means that I just been subjected to that not too long ago with dealing with a patient that came in on vancomycin, so I knew that they had MRSA. So when she said it, I kind of just filled it in. Doesn't mean I'm smarter than the teacher. I'm not. There's no way I can be a teacher. No, I'm just filling in the blanks of what I believe and what I think and how I perceive the world. I do believe I am a good person. I don't know everything. I don't know all the answers. I don't know how to spell everything. I don't know how to pronounce everything. I just don't. And you don't either. None of you in here do. None. Absolutely not one of you. So we come together and we try to learn by each other. And that's why we call this the conversation room. That's why we call it the conversation room. Everybody got a story that they can share, they can tell, and it can help somebody. Whether you believe it or not, that these videos, these conversations, and everything, they're going to be around for the rest of your life. I guarantee you. Somebody's going to come in here, whether it's my kids or your kids or such and such, 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 they're going to come in here. When I'm long gone, my kids can come in here and they can hear my voice. They can hear what I say. If they need some guidance in something, they can turn on one of these videos and they can say, that's my mama talking. And that's what she said. That's what she thought of me. She said she wasn't too happy with, because let me tell you something. I may not tell my kids, I'm not too happy about this. But they know. You think my kids don't know when I'm happy about something or not? They know. They know. Because I've already told them. I'm not going to keep telling you over and over and over. I told you the first time, and you know better. So then you do better. If you don't do better, then okay. I still love you, but, I'm not God. You'll figure it out sooner or later. Hopefully you figure it out sooner than later. I tell you, people do know the truth. One of my friends, we talk almost every day. One of my friends, we talk almost every day. Not every day, but majority of the time, we talk almost every day. And I love speaking to this person because we can be truthful with each other. Even in our, things that's not so, nice. Like if I caught the flu or something, or my toe, my big toe, my toe next to my big toe is bigger than. I can share those things and not be laughed at or whatever, and then we just play. Sometimes it takes just a down to earth person to be there. And I'll just be honest with you guys. That's all I'm doing. I'm just trying to share the knowledge of what I know. Yes, a friend allows you to release. Even when I'm in the wrong sometimes, she just be like, well, let me get off of here. You know what I'm saying? She'll argue with me now. She'll be like, okay, let me get off of here. I'll be like, well, no, 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 no. I know sometimes I play a little bit too much or something. But she does too sometimes. I just be like, Lord, please. But anyway, that's why somebody tested positive for the COVID test. They won't have court until tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah. But, oh, you put it in the chat. Oh, okay. Oh. Well, I probably didn't even see it, Tina. It doesn't. I wasn't trying to call you out. It is what it is. I just read that, but I was trying to get it to come up. Five-year-old girl got oh my God. She just got rescued. She had autism. And the weird thing about it is, it's in a Florida swamp. Why would a 5-year-old girl be in the swamp? Police rescue a 5-year-old girl with autism after wandering into the Florida swamp. She's out there with the alligators. Heartwarming video captured the moment cops safely found a 5-year-old girl with autism who got lost after wandering into the thick Florida swamp. 3 Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputies were seen coming across the lost girl in Tampa after being directed by a helicopter search crew that found her using thermal imagery technology. Hey, one of those deputies cried out, opening his arms, who waves back while standing in swamp water. Come here, sweetheart. Let's get you out of the water, the deputy warmly tells the little girl, who walks forward to be picked up and carried to safety. The girl's panicked mother had reported her missing just after 5 p.m. Monday when she realized her daughter, who was not identified because of her age, was not at a neighbor's house as she had thought. Ooh. But the girl was found unharmed in the swamp in under an hour, the sheriff's office said. In situations like this, every second counts. And it's always rewarding to see this quick response for our deputies and to see such a positive outcome. Their quick actions saved the day, turning potential tragedy into a hopeful reunion. Oh, wow. And she got her hands out there, too. She's like, yeah, come get me. She in the middle of the water, like, come get me. Police was quickly able to find the missing girl using the chopper to guide deputies on the ground to her location. Noted that the deputies faced numerous obstacles in addition to the dense Florida vegetation that got in the way of getting the girl to safety. When you have to work with people that suffer from autism, there are a lot of obstacles that are created. He said one is they're drawn to water. The second is a lot of times they struggle with communication. So the little girl it's a program called Safety Net that the department has on their own aviation unit and some of the patrol cars that help them quickly recover both missing children or people with autism and elderly people who might wander away. She was left with only a few scratches following the frightening ordeal. The young girl walked away from the frightening ordeal with only a few scratches, they said. Ooh-wee. Why would you let your daughter go to the neighbor's house knowing that she has autism? She done walked away. She done walked away to the swamps. Oh my God. Okay, you guys, I was going to cook more. I did make spaghetti tonight. I was going to cook some pork chops and a little salad, but my husband said don't do that. He don't need all that. I told him, yeah, he do. Anyway, you guys, I'm going to get off of here. And it is Humpback Wednesday. So I appreciate all of y'all for coming on in. And you guys, just keep it positive today. Keep it a positive. I didn't want to say a lot of bad stuff about the victim because that's why victims don't come out. When you start tearing them apart and tearing them down. But I guarantee you, I say it once, I won't say it again. I guarantee you, and he does need to go to jail for putting up the videos. And I don't know if he forced her or not or whatever. But when you play with fire, you get burnt. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how you could not see this. It's almost like an elephant in your living room. How could you not see this nut telling you to leave your family, leave everything but your money, bring your money, give it to him, have sex with it only with him or with whoever, let him watch, or you can suck his penis or all this other stuff, and then tell you to poop by the tree, you sleep on the floor, and take off your shirt, and don't talk back, and then you're going to sit there and say you want to be the queen of all of that. When was the sense going to kick in? I mean, just tell me when common sense was going to kick in. I just don't get it. When is common sense going to kick in? But we get people like that, and I'm not going to tell you we don't have people like that. We do. We get people like that, and they find themselves in a bad situation, and it's just not only the person that's taking advantage of them. True that. But when you go to somebody's house, they have rules. Just like, my mom. When I moved out of my mom's house, and then my mom had trouble, and I said, I'll come back and move in with you and pay your bills. I guarantee you that the second day I was there, I walk in the kitchen. My mom was like, oh, the kitchen is closed after 10 o'clock. Honey, I don't get off work until 12. She was like, well, you better find something to eat before you get home. I ain't having it. I'm like, oh my God. Those are her rules. Those are her rules. And people can't get mad because this man say, you come, you got to give over your paperwork, your ID, your money, you got to poop by the tree and you can only sleep with this person or that person. I don't get it. I don't even call it a cult. I call it foolishness. All right, you guys, that's what I call it. And the more I look at it, the more foolish it's gonna get. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm gonna get off of here. You guys have a good Wednesday. I'm gonna be very, very busy in the next week, and my finals are coming up. You guys, you pray for me. Pray a good prayer, and I'll pray for you too.